Welcome. Gobble, gobble. Happy Turkey Day, boys and girls. I got to get Welcome to the special edition. First time we've done, I think it's the first time we've done a late night game at 10 o'clock.
What do you think of these slippers? Look.
What is that? Yeah, they fit you perfectly. You fucking big giant fucking goon. What the fuck? You got the bare feet on.
Hey, it's a little chilly here tonight, you know. So I had to get the wolf slippers on.
Well, welcome to the show, everyone. I don't know, man. I don't know. We're gonna talk a little bit of everything, but I tell you what. Ranger fans everywhere. There's a lot to be said about the spanking that they took for no reason in Dallas. And then tonight's game, Cots, I don't know. You can't let Sidney Crosby fucking creep up the middle with a minute left in the game, hitting the fucking crossbar for crying out loud.
Hi, Beth. Happy Thanksgiving back to you. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Paul. Like I don't understand, the hockey intelligence in the modern day player. Like, let's see, who has a chance to really make you look stupid out there when you look at the roster before the game? It starts with Sidney Crosby. Okay.
Yep.
Then there's the pecking order, but Crosby's like 1A, 1B, and 1C. So. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, how somebody didn't stay in front of the net there. We got fortunate on that one. Quick did make a save, though. Got his shoulder. It wasn't blocked. Like Sam and Joe were trying to make it, like that Keandre Miller made a block. No, he didn't. Quick made the save on it.
Quick was fantastic tonight.
I don't want to talk about it, too. Both goalies were good tonight, but Quick was really good in the third period.
I really want to talk about Quick and the reason why Quick played tonight. If we go back to the Devils game, I thought Shesterkin was a little bit shaky first game back, but that Dallas game, Kotz, he let a couple squeak by him, and he just doesn't seem like he's full form just yet.
Well, I think the Devils game, he looked shaken, but he got better after the game wore on, and it looked like he was back to his normal self. But this is the thing about going out and get a tried and true goaltender. Guy's got 2 Stanley Cups, and I know again I'm repeating myself, but people were talking, "Oh, look how lousy he looks in preseason." Oh, preseason. Listen, the only people you should care about in preseason, honestly, are the young guys, the guys trying to make the team. Right. Guys that have been there and done it before don't really give a shit about the preseason. Okay, I mean, I'm just speaking from experience. So, right. Quick has done a great job as a backup, and it's nice. Yeah. It's a little option to have, until Shesterkin gets back to his grade A game. Because you're right, the game in Dallas, he didn't look very good. Okay, let's call it what it was. Did he make some good saves that game? But he was coughing up the puck on some easy saves, and it cost him a couple of goals. And I don't want to say it cost them the game because the Rangers basically took a shit after the first period, in general. But tonight, it was a tight game. I know you have your difference. You and I already talked about it just before we got on the show. I think it was a tight game, and I think both teams played well enough to win the game today. I mean, look at how many shots Jari stopped tonight. How many great chances did the Rangers have, to get a 2-goal lead, a 3-goal lead, but they couldn't get it done. And on the other hand, Pittsburgh in that third period, they came on, and it seemed like the puck was in the Rangers' end the whole time. So hey, a 1-0 win on the road. It doesn't matter how you get it done. They got it done. And Lafreniere again, another backhand goal like he did on the shootout. I mean, that's a tough play for a player to make, and he's making them, Paulie.
Well,
he's got eight goals on the year now, so we can't complain about Alexis Lafreniere right now. That's for sure.
So I got two things to do right now. I'm going to wind up eating crow, and that's fine. First and foremost, I mean, I want to say again, Quick was fantastic tonight. He has been the entire season, regular season for the Rangers.
Yes, he has.
He's been money. I was one of the only. I'll raise my hand. I was like, "What the fuck are they doing? Why did they sign this guy? He's done." I didn't see, and I'm man enough to admit it. I didn't see Quick being who he is right now. I really didn't. And I know, we talked about it. He's a seasoned veteran. He's won Stanley Cups. But, we know how the Rangers become like the retirement place sometime, throughout the course of the years. And I really just thought that that's what that was. So I was wrong there. There we go. Lafreniere is a fucking man possessed right now. And oh my God, is it about fucking time. This guy, he wants the puck now, Chris. He wants the puck all the fucking time. You can see it in his game. He wants, the last 2 years, I didn't see that in him. He kind of played a role. Now, these last 5 games, he wants the puck. He wants to go. He goes to the net. He's showing skill. He's making moves. He don't give a fuck where he is. He wants the puck. Offense zone, neutral zone, head down, head up. He don't care. He's playing like a man possessed. And I'm so excited to think, oh my God, is he breaking out of the shell that he was stuck in? And is he actually going to show us what a brilliant player he can fucking really be?
Well, I think what it comes down to, Paulie, is in the past few years, like being the number 1 pick overall, the big piano on his back, and all that stuff about living up to that status. He was playing like he showed signs of it, but not on a consistent basis. But he was also getting less minutes too. You got to remember that, a lot less minutes. But he was just playing like how Wolves are. He was playing like he was part of the pack.
Right.
Now he wants to be the alpha.
Yeah.
Be the alpha now.
Yeah.
Here's where I notice him, like, other than his goal scoring lately and all the stuff he's doing, forechecking, taking the guys behind the net. Every time Panarin gets the puck and there's a little bit of a break from the Ranger blue line to their line,
he drives the net.
Have you seen how fast he's moving now?
He's
not the slow guy that everybody thought skated with like lead in his skates.
Yeah.
He catches up to Lafreniere, to Panarin, and whoever's trailing him from the opposite team doesn't catch him. And I'm like, wow, all of a sudden, like, he's showing speed too as well. But I think he's turning into an alpha. He wants the puck. He wants the best.
Yeah.
Like he's got 8 goals, 4 assists. That relates to a pretty damn good season over the next 60 odd games. You know what I mean?
And again, I'll be the one to sit back and say there was a time where I was like, well, the kid's a bust. What are you going to do? Oh well. But watching him play with Panarin, I think this line right now has, first of all, they're the best line the Rangers have right now. Playing right now was a hands down. Trocheck's chipping in, Trocheck's scoring.
Oh yeah.
Obviously we know what Panarin's doing, but now Laffy, if you recognize how much he wants the puck, it's it's night and day. It really is. So it's exciting to see that. On the flip side, I gotta talk about it. I'm sorry. And I love the guy. Where the fuck is Mika Zibanejad? And I know, Chris, they're winning, but I was thinking about this because while I was watching the game, and I said, I'm going to bring this up to Kotze tonight. Never seems like this team ever has everybody clicking together. You know, like Panarin's really fucking hot. Trocheck's doing good. Laffy's coming into his own. But now, you don't see the normal expectation of what we come to know as a Zibanejad because he's been a consistent goal leader, point leader, just exciting hockey player for the Rangers. And I just haven't seen his explosive excitement this year thus far.
Well, I think there was an article today that I read that between him and Chris Kreider, their 5-on-5 goal scoring, not very good, obviously. The numbers aren't there. Listen, Zibanejad's still a big key to this team, but I'm not going to disagree with you. I think first of all, he expects more of himself. Second of all, I think we as pundits and critiques and all that stuff. Yeah, his game's struggling. It's struggling. He's got some points, but he's I don't know what he's got, like 10 points and like whatever 12 points and whatever. That's not enough. They need more out of him. I still think it'll come, and until it becomes a problem when they start losing games, that's when you really. I get it, Paul. You're not wrong to be worried about it. Okay, you're not, but it becomes a major problem if they start losing the games in a row.
Right.
And so far they've survived him not playing up to his standards. They survived Adam Fox being out. Gustafson's done a great job. I got to mention him again. Right? I mean, I think he's the best defenseman on the team right now. Plain and simple.
Nothing to think about. You're right. You're right.
He's the best defenseman on the team. I think, the line of Cooley, with Cooley and VC, Kako, and all that stuff. And those guys are doing their job. Kako's another one's got. He's got like time to wipe your ass or get off the pot. How's that sound? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got it. But see what's happening now, Paulie, is Lafreniere is overriding everything right now because he's playing with a star like Panarin and he understands the game. I always knew that Lafreniere understands the game. I don't know if Kako really understands the game as well as Lafreniere.
Right.
I'm not sure he does.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all.
And I think, hey, I would have loved to have played with Bobby Orr as my left defense partner. You know what I mean? Like, I would have understood. Like, hey, just ride his coattails.
Yeah.
But, overall, Zibanejad's struggling. Kreider needs to pick it up on 5-on-5. There's a couple other guys, too. Let's call this. K'Andre Miller's not playing up to his potential either. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I know he's got 7 points, and I know he's a plus player, but I think they expect more out of him, especially with a guy like Adam Fox being out. You know what I mean? Other than that, Paulie, again, they played a crap game in Dallas. I don't think they played as bad as you thought they did tonight. I mean, everybody's got their own opinion. I think it was an even-Steven game, back and forth.
Well, listen, you know what? I was just so frustrated. I will tell you this. The third periods are the Rangers' Achilles heel right now. Their fucking third periods are terrible.
I can see what you're saying. I see where you're going here.
Their first periods have been fucking blazing hot for most of it. Second period, they've done a 50-50 job. I think, obviously you gotta go with the ebbs and the flows. But their third periods, man, have just been their Achilles heel. And tonight again, I'm sorry. I mean, the third period was a killer against Dallas, and then tonight, I honestly felt like they got really outplayed in the third period, and I think they got a lot of puck luck, and I think Quick was fucking fantastic. And you mentioned it before. I mean, VC, Bonino, Goodrow, that line. I mean, they did their job, killing penalties, blocking. But Bonino must have fucking 8 block shots tonight.
And Goodrow was second behind him.
I thought that you had mentioned before. I thought they were really good and really helped this team uh, steal a win in Pittsburgh. I'll be honest, because that third period was just fucking
But
horrendous.
see, here's where I could flip it around on you. Who dominated the first period?
I think the Rangers did.
So there we go. They dominated the first. They got a 1-0 lead.
Yeah.
Right? Could have been 2 or 3, just like Pittsburgh could have had 2 or 3 apparently in the third. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's why I called it. That's why I called it an even Steven game. I get what you're saying, because the third period it looked like the Raiders kind of went into a shell. Where they start, instead of being, moving the puck and trying to carry the puck into the Pittsburgh zone, they just kept trying to dump it out. Mind you, those penalties hurt too, Paul. You got to remember that. Let's get into that shit right now.
I want to, but I just want to cover this one thing first, because we talked about it. And this is a lot of where my frustration came was, you can't tell me by now that you're up 1-0. You just let a penalty, you just let a power play kind of fly by, and I get it. You don't need to score. You need to play smart hockey, chip and chase, play all the, the 1-on-1s. But how the fuck do you allow Crosby to creep down the gut, man? Do we not know who's on the ice? You weren't shorthanded. What are we doing? That's the part that absolutely drives me nuts. You got to know as a fucking player, they're down a minute left. Their best players are going to be on the ice. I better be standing somewhere real close to either the player I'm supposed to be taking or the fucking the hottest area on the ice. I mean, fuck, he was between the goddamn circles. I mean, come on, it's prime real estate, bro.
No shit, but you know what? I'm going to play devil's advocate. How the fuck does the NHL not know where Alex Ovechkin is for the one-timer every game? It's the same shit, Paulie.
Yeah,
well, it's the same thing. That's where he is. So what we're talking about here, I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm trying to say to you, how come nobody understands that? How come what does a player need a chalkboard to go over? Like, hey, this is Sidney Crosby, one of the greatest fucking players of all time. You're playing against him tonight. Keep an eye on him.
I don't get it.
You don't need a coach to do that if you know what you're doing out there.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't get how the gut's not covered at that point. But
I'm just trying to tell you, I'm not going to be worried. I'm not going to be worried about some plumber out there. I'm going to be worried about Sidney Crosby. Listen, I didn't have a great career when it comes to winning Stanley Cups or going too far in the playoffs. But whenever we were winning games, I was one of the defensemen that was counted on to be out there on the defensive side late in the game. Right. Trust me, I knew where Stevie Yzerman was. Okay? Right. I knew where all those good players were. Okay?
Yeah, I just...
I wasn't going to let those guys beat you.
Yeah. No, I get you.
So I don't even want to use the word hockey IQ anymore because that's such a blasé bullshit. It's just your intelligence isn't smart. That's all. So the player's got to be smarter than that. That's all I'm saying. Especially when you're defending a 1-0 game, you got to have one guy in front of your goalie somewhere. I don't care if he's 5 feet in front of him, 10 feet in front of him, but somewhere in the middle, so that shit don't happen.
Yeah.
But that's Quick made the save though. That's all I'm gonna say. He made the save.
Yep. Got to cover the gut. Officiating has just been. I know I talked about it last week, but I gotta tell you, man, I can't remember a year where all the officials just couldn't get it right. These guys just can't get it right, man. They can't. The calls are terrible. The replays are terrible. How the fuck you rip Jonathan Quick's fucking glove off and the refs don't see it? The guy's standing there, the glove's in front of him. Hello? Like, what the fuck?
Listen, I watched a replay on that, and you can see the official actually start to bring his hand up with his whistle, but then he brings it down. So either he was intending to call it or not intending to call. How many times have we heard that shit so far in the last couple of weeks with these things? What irritates me the most about officiating right now, and I am not going to lay the blame totally at the officials' feet anymore. I'm just not. Okay, they'll take the blame when they deserve it. But this is what the league wanted, and it started years ago. We're going to start calling the obstruction penalties where you interfere with a guy. We're going to start calling the hooking penalties more. We're going to start calling the slashing penalties more. We're going to start worrying about the hits more. We're going to worry about this, that to improve scoring. Now that I got the free pass this year, I've watched a little bit more games outside the Rangers. And it's not just the Rangers, Paulie. It's every game.
Oh, I know.
Every game, the NHL has made a mockery of a beastly, strong, skilled game. They made a mockery out of it. Yeah. A touch foul now. It's all touch fouls. I tap you with the stick, it's a slash. I kind of reach in for a split second, it's a major hooking penalty. I cross-check you a little bump from behind. Depending on how the guy flops, it's a penalty. You know what I'm saying now, Paul? Oh, they held the stick for a split second, it's a penalty. It's this, it's that. They've turned it into touch fucking football. And it's so disgusting and so irritating to watch as an ex-pro like me, because I'm sitting here watching these guys and they think they're doing the right thing, and yet the league is telling them always that you're not by giving them these fouls for touch calls. They're not major slashes, Paul. They're not even like Christ. They would die if they had to go back and play in my day when the slashing was serious. You know what I mean? The cross checkings were serious.
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
But today I feel bad for these guys because they touch a guy like the Goodrow play there where he gets the penalty on the Pittsburgh defenseman pitching in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he got a stick in there for a split second, but as soon as the stick touched him, the guy dives. Let's not even get into the replay garbage because the replay again was last week. Okay, last game against Dallas. But it's so fucking irritating to watch. It just is irritating to watch these soft calls.
I'll tell you,
guys, let the men be men, guys. Let them be men.
You know, and Katz, I hate to say this, but the linesmen aren't any better either.
Well,
the linesmen are fucking terrible. They can't drop the goddamn puck. This whole fucking 15 fucking minutes to drop the puck. Stop it already. It's too much. It's fucking too. They can't drop the puck. They can't find an offsides to save their life anymore. I mean, every fucking goal that gets scored on an offsides, they got to bring it back. Like, are you missing this many calls? Or somebody needs to go back to fucking training 101. I just think it's awful. The officiating this year has been absolutely terrible. It's been the worst I can ever imagine. Both, like you said, first of all, the pussy-ass calls, but even, just missing things that are so important in the game. It's ridiculous.
I just want them to like whoever was the brilliant man that brought this up on the board of governors years ago about all the soft calls that are being made today. Here's what we're going to try and clamp down on. Should be fucking fired. You should be fired. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a CEO of the team. I don't care if you're an owner of a team. I don't care whoever. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage. You're not letting these guys be men anymore, and you're making some mouses act like men out there with these rules too. Okay, You know what I mean? Like, we've gone through that shit before.
They get brave.
Crap before you're making. But I just don't understand it, Paul. I don't understand a lot of stuff that they've instituted into the game over the last few years. Another thing that irritates the shit out of me is I see it all the time, and you and I've talked about it for years. Every time a goaltender makes a save now, the opposition skates right up to him and stops in front of him. And not a player from the other team is there to protect your goalie and shove him away like we did in our day. We built a fort around him after the whistle, and we'd look immediately who's coming to the net. Nobody does that anymore. No team. Nobody. It's turned into soft marshmallow shit. That's what it has. And the penalties are just so fucking irritating. God, if I'm gonna get a slashing penalty, at least let me fucking knock the stick out of the guy's hands. Don't let him drop it, which they do. I want to see it get knocked out like for real. You know what I mean? Yeah. I want to see if I'm going to get a cross-checking call. I want to see you get a cross-checking call where you put the guy's head through the boards. Okay?
Or your stick breaks in half.
Yeah, something.
I got to tell you too, Cots. Coming off of this, talking about the Rangers. I've been talking about this for a while, and I'm waiting for you to finally. I'm waiting to hear what you have to say, but are we done with the fucking Blake Wheeler experiment yet, or what, dude?
Not yet. I know where you're. I'm not disagreeing. I can't disagree with you.
I don't know what this guy's doing on the first line. That's my first problem.
Oh, that part there, I agree with. But if I don't disagree with you on that. He should be down to the fourth line right now, but it's not going to end. It's not going. The experiment's not going to be over until it becomes a crucial situation where the Rangers start losing like more games than they're winning. Okay, it's just the way it is, Paulie. Because again, he's a guy that's signed for $800,000, not $8 million or not $2 million. So there's a lot of cap maneuverability here, you know what I mean? That keeps him under the cap by keeping him up there. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I feel for the guy. I mean, he works hard, but you can see that he's a step slow now.
Oh, yeah. I just don't know what's going on the first. I get it. I get playing him, but I just don't get playing him on the first line. I really don't.
Well, I think the whole reasoning for that, though, Paulie, is because they wanted him to score. They wanted him to play with the better guys to get going, get him motivated, to
get some confidence,
get a little fire going under his butt. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
stuff like that. I mean, it's sad to watch, but that's their problem. It ain't mine. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. Right now, they're not losing, so. The way things are right now, you got all these like problems that we can point out, and yet they're still winning, Paulie. You know, they've only lost 3 regulation games all year, and when you think about it, they were clunkers. The one to Nashville was a clunker, and the one to Dallas was a clunker. The other one I don't remember.
Dallas was a real clunker last week.
How about them? Edmonton Oilers again, though, Paulie. How they doing since they stole the Rangers coach? They still can't stop the puck from going in the net.
Yeah, they are. What are they? 2-2. Yeah, I don't know, man.
They were down 5-0. They were down 5-0 today to Carolina, and then I think it was 5-3 late in the game. But still, 5 goals again. There's a lot of shit going on. How about Milan Lucic's arrest there in Boston?
Oh, man.
Domestic battery, possibly, not 100%, but
yeah,
hit the ball a little too hard. Maybe came home, got a little angry with the wifey.
I tell you what, man. Too when I heard, he was a guy I've always wanted him as a Ranger, man.
Well, because he was a tough guy and he could actually put the puck in the net. He was what he was? He was a modern day Bobby Probert. He actually had good hands. Probert scored 29 goals one year. Remember that?
Yeah, he had that. He's got that ability to create some shit down low and score goals down low. Very much like a Dustin Byfuglien, and just got that big body, and he plays with such a ugly. He's one of the last ugly fucking players. You know what I mean? Like, Milan Lucic, man. Go ahead and fucking poke that bear and see what happens.
No, he's a guy. He was in his prime. He was a throwback to the old days, not the modern day hockey. He was a guy that played tough, scored goals, dropped the gloves, didn't lose too many. You know what I mean?
He's one of the few guys that play today that could have played and survived in
Any
your
era. Any
Yeah,
era.
exactly. But yeah, that's I not a lot of information has poured out with that, but obviously,
Well, apparently, there is a little bit. Apparently, came home after doing a little this, and got angry about his phone. He couldn't find his phone. That's the story. He pleaded not. He pleaded not guilty. So we'll see. We'll let it do its course and all that stuff there.
Yeah.
But I know we're doing a quickie here tonight, so I want to bring up another one. Patrick Laine getting scratched, a healthy scratch the other night. There, Lonnie, whatever his name is.
Laine, yeah.
Yeah, from Columbus. And they interviewed him. He goes, "It's probably the most embarrassing moment in my life."
Wow.
Finding out you're getting scratched, a healthy scratch. And I'm like, here's a guy that burst onto the scene in Winnipeg, scored a lot of goals, and then since then it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Turned into just an average player. But I don't know if that's the most embarrassing thing he's ever done. I think the most embarrassing thing he's ever done was buying big screen TVs everywhere he went. Everywhere he went on the road, plugged them into the hotel room so he could play that Fortnite all night in the middle of the night and all that shit. Remember those? Remember those stories? They would buy a big screen TV instead of getting rested for a game. They would play all night when he was in Winnipeg. Okay, on the road. This is the difference. The money that they're making today, whatever TV they bought, they left it in that fucking room, went to another city to play, went and got another TV and did it again. So I don't know about the most embarrassing. That's pretty damn embarrassing right there.
That's hilarious.
It's true story. Look it up. It's true.
Playing Fortnite like a fucking 8-year-old.
He was playing it apparently till hours in the morning, nights before a game.
Jeez.
On the road.
That's
Him and his teammates back then. Oh. It's a true story. That's all I got to tell you. So what's all up for you tomorrow? Look at you, you're yawning already.
Sorry. Yeah.
That was a good yawn too. You want to know why? Because as soon as you put your hand up to your face and your face is yawning, the screen froze for a good 5 seconds.
Perfect. They got me covered, man. That was a delay. It was a delay in it. Yeah, I mean, I tell you,
now the Rangers are out to Philly. Your boy Torts has got that team turned around a little. They were losing tonight against the Islanders, though. I don't know what the final is there, but all of a sudden they're like 9-5 or something like that. Imagine that, eh? Your boy Torts who'd ever thunk he'd be leading the Flyers?
That's where he belongs, bro. He belongs there with the Savages.
They probably arguably have the two most annoying coaches in pro sports right now. Tortorella and that guy that runs the Eagles team, football team. He's another one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a bit of a nutcase.
Well, this road trip, another fucking scary road trip. Dallas, New Jersey, Dallas, Pittsburgh, Philly, and then there's one more.
No, doctor, that's it. It's a 4-gamer, isn't
it? Philly's it, yeah. So, at the end of the day, man, I just really would like to see. I'd like to see this team finish gelling, and I'd like I said, I know it's not a concern right now, but when your first line isn't producing, and one of your stars who you really count on, a leader, I'll never forget what you said last year too. You said, I remember it word for word. This team goes as Mika Zibanejad goes. And, that's not the case right now. But it it says a lot because he was really the catalyst the last couple of years for the Rangers. His ability to move the puck and see the ice so well and just be that guy. And right now, he's not that guy. And like I said before, I was thinking about this watching the game. I was like, could you imagine if this team was firing on all cylinders? Because I can't remember the last time they actually were. Last year it was Mika and and Panarin was the problem. He was the giveaway artist, even though he led the team in points. But this year you got to say Panarin's been fucking fabulous. He's really.
He still makes the dumb pass once in a while, but
he's
you got to put up with that. You got to put up with that.
Yeah, and he's going to do that. But I mean, he's definitely shooting more. I mean, he took a bunch of shots tonight.
Paulie, he has to because he took a beating last year, rightfully so. The media gave it to him. The fans gave it to him. They had to, and he had to do something. Well, and I'm glad he is. He's showing that he's a true superstar right now.
Yeah. So it'd be nice to see Mika get going and that line get going.
Yeah, I agree.
Kreider's got to do more than score on the tip-ins for the power play because that's the other thing. It doesn't seem like they're not earning these last couple of games. They're not earning a ton of power play. I mean, today I think they had, they got that one really late in the game, which they really weren't.
They had 3 altogether, and I think Pittsburgh had 5.
Yeah, not earning a lot of power plays. I can't remember the last time Chris Kreider scored 5-on-5 or on a fucking breakaway because he always seems to get one, or at least a partial breakaway, one a game. And I don't understand how you miss the net. How do you miss the net on a breakaway?
It happens. I agree with you. If you have a non-ability that you think you're always going to miss the net, why don't you just shoot instead of try and deke? Just shoot the damn thing. At least you got a shot on goal. I agree. Beth and Richard said that the Flyers lost 3-2 to the Islanders. The fish sticks.
Fish sticks. They've been.
I was watching a little bit of that game too. When there was time.
I think the Islanders have only won 2 games in their last 6 or 7.
Yeah, but they did win it in Vancouver. They won that game in Vancouver on the road, which is a tough place right now. But
yeah,
hey, there's a lot of teams that are all of a sudden starting to creep up again. Remember how shitty Washington started? Now Washington's 9-5. I don't know what they did tonight with Buffalo, but they were losing at one time 3-2.
Oh, you're probably going to see. Did you see the Tom Wilson hit tonight?
No.
The headshot?
No.
Headshot tonight. I bet you. I don't know if they called it, but I bet you it gets reviewed by the league. He definitely led to the head.
Who did he hit?
I saw the replay. I don't remember. Someone, obviously, they were playing Buffalo tonight. But
I know they're playing Buffalo, but who did he hit?
Yeah, I don't know offhand. I just know it was Tom Wilson. And because I had to get us fired up here.
Well, if it's not Tom Wilson, it would have been Ovechkin with the head hit, so it didn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, who's even who's the worst Russian dirtiest fucking player is Evgeny Malkin. That guy is so dirty, it's disgusting.
Yeah, he's been known to be a little bit of a jackass on you. He's slew-footing guys and all that stuff in the past. And always waiting around till the scrum gets real tight before he does anything. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know what? It brings me up to this, Kotz.
Caps won 4-3. Wonderful.
The other day, I saw this thing, and I know what my answer is, but I want to know what your answer is. In your day, who was the cheapest player in your day?
When you mean cheap, like doing dirty shit, like
Yeah.
a like
Yeah, like Claude Lemieux kind of dirty, like that type of.
it's Claude Lemieux was a little bit, but he wasn't at his peak when I was playing that because
No, I know.
he came in about 84 and I
Yeah.
was done by 90. So, uh, geez, Kenny Linsman was a piece of shit, a little dirty, the rat. He was a little
Played,
dirty rat. He was,
played there.
yeah, he was always like doing shit behind the whistle and behind players and sticking guys and running away and all that crap. That's why they called him the rat. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Uh, There's others too. I stand by it now. Bobby Clark got away with murder all those years in the NHL. He was a dirty fucking player.
I
Dirty
got it.
and I told him so when I was in Hartford when we had a bench clearing brawl. I said flat out to his face, somebody should have chopped your fucking head off 10 years ago. Told him right in his face.
Yeah.
Because he was dirty. But,
I got a quick.
like Dale Hunter was another one. But Dale Hunter stood up to it. Like Dale Hunter was dirty. Look what he did to Turgeon. Remember that hit after the play?
Yeah.
He was a little cheap, but he was also a guy. Like he'd man up. He wouldn't run away from you.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't run away.
It was a little more different, I think, back then than it is today. Like some of the cheap shots you see in the modern day. Cheap shots in the modern day are usually done by guys that aren't really tough. You know what I mean? Dale Hunter was tough. Claude Lemieux, like him or not, he played a tough game. Kenny Linsman did. Kenny Linsman would have fit right in today's game because when push came to shove, Kenny would have went right back in his rat hole. So
I got to Claude Lemieux story. I was at game. I want to say it was game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals. I want to say I have the ticket somewhere, but it was Rangers Devils in '94, and my cousin got us tickets. My father's cousin got us tickets, and they were great. They were right behind the Devils bench, probably 5 rows up, and I'll never forget it. Alexei Karpatov, you remember him?
Yeah, Karpatov. I think didn't he die in that Russian?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. So he got checked. He was checked, and he was being held against the bench. You know how he was being held against the boards.
Yeah.
And Claude Lemieux was on the bench, and he had his stick blade. I'll never forget this. He had his stick blade sitting out. He had a stick. He had the face of his blade, and he's just scraping it against Kapatsov's face. Okay? Fucking just back and forth, and Kapatsov's doing this, and he's fucking. And I was getting so mad because nobody sees anything. Because there's 2 big guys. He's got his face against there, and Claude. And I'm like, he's such a filthy fucking rotten bastard, man. Because only Claude Lemieux did that kind of stuff. Man.
Yeah, that shit went on a lot more than you thought in our day too. You got close to the bench, you were fair game. And something like that, you're fair game.
Yes, you're right.
You did. I mean, the only difference is, believe it or not, as I progressed from the IHL, which is like playing in like World War III, to the AHL, which was getting a little like the guys were bigger, faster, and tougher, but not quite as stupid as they were in the IHL. And then as you got to the NHL, the toughest were the toughest of all. If that happened in the IHL, what you just described, they'd still be fighting in that building today. Like benches would have emptied, you name it, everything.
Oh yeah.
Back then, badly. But as you got up a level in hockey, things sort of tamed down just a little bit. I guarantee you, in Toledo, if that happened to one of our guys, the whistle will come out from one of the boys on the bench. Okay, boys, time to go to war.
Oh, yeah, he was giving them the business too. He wasn't being nice. I mean, he was rubbing that stick against his face, I think he even made his fucking nose bleed. I mean, it was that bad, you know.
But, that kind of stuff happens. It still does today once in a while. I see it once in a while where they'll grab the guy's stick and hold it from him. When he's trying to get away with the bench and shit.
Hold him on the bench and stuff.
All that stuff there. Or grab squirt a bottle at a guy, get the water ball, and squirt him as he's skating by you.
I think one of the dirtiest players today, too, in today's game for me is Corey Perry. He's a dirty fuck, dude.
Yeah.
He does a lot of cheap shit, man.
Oh, yeah.
He does a lot of cheap shit. I think he's even more of a cheap shot artist than fucking Marchand.
Oh, no way. No way. He's a close second. How's that? No way. Marchand's still the filthiest guy out there.
Oh, yeah.
What he did to that Lilligren guy in Toronto a couple weeks ago that we talked about on this show, you could tell that was intent. A player would know. Anybody that played the game at that level would know that was intentional. To the average bloke in the stands, maybe not. But I knew what he did. Oh, the stick's there. Might as well. Yeah. Took the guy's legs up right into the boards.
Oh, yeah.
Marchand, it's amazing how good a player he is, and yet such a cheap little bastard on the ice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, what else we got? You will keep going Rangers here. That's
about it. Listen, they better be ready in Philly because Philly's a team that works hard.
They were always ready. It's the third period I worry about. First period, they come out fighting. Third period, they seem to just get. They haven't put.
It's really you're shaking up there, big boy.
Together, so win in Dallas, and I get it. I get it. I think Shesterkin let him down.
It's hard to play a great 60-minute game in the NHL today the way the game is played. It really is.
Yeah. A lot of momentum
how you played in the first period, and I'm not talking about the offensive side or the defensive side. I'm talking about how you checked, how you forechecked, how you backchecked, how you might have cut this guy off, how you might have cut that guy off, how you hit this guy, how you didn't hit this guy. It all seems to change during the game. So now the penalties start. So the flows of the game, no team dominates 60 minutes anymore. Like a 60. The score might show it that it's a domination, but no team comes out shift after shift after shift after shift and just totally makes mishmash out of a hockey team anymore. It's just the way it is. There's got to be ebbs and flows now. That's the way. That's what they want in the NHL, Paulie. That's why they call the bullshit that they call. They want that stuff. You're in Pittsburgh. You're in Pittsburgh now. You know what I mean? It is Sidney Crosby. And I think they got the better of the calls tonight when it comes to the penalties. So that's what happened in the third period. They got two in a row. Trouba shoots the puck out. Then the Goodrow gets the one right after they kill the penalty. You know what I mean? On Trouba. I mean, it's the way it is. Then your lines all get juggled, and you got guys not. I mean, you saw what happened there. They changed players on the lines quite a bit in the third period, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But nobody dominates a full 60 anymore. You could say they could dominate on the scoreboard and stuff like that. And nobody dominates a full 60. It's impossible to happen. And thank God you had Quick in net tonight,
Yeah. Well, I don't think that Quick was Laviolette kind of identified the fact that
it was a smart move, Paulie.
That Shesterkin's still not in his game fully,
and Shesterkin should understand it, not be angry about it at all.
Yeah,
he's the guy. Shesterkin's the guy. He's the number one guy. They know it. He knows it. Just relax, sit back, get ready for Philly's game. I'm pretty sure he'll start in Philly.
Yeah, squeeze the puck a little bit tighter. All right. Anything else?
Well, that's it, big boy. Gobble, gobble, gobble tomorrow.
Yeah, and somebody's got a birthday coming up, and it's not me and it's not Beth.
Like you grow up and you can't wait to get to certain ages. Okay, like boy, I can't wait till I actually become a teenager. Go from 12 to 13. Now I'm a teenager. Then you get to the teenage spot and you go, wow, 16, I get a license. I can drive. Then you get, Canada at one time was 21 to be able to drink, but then they dropped it to 18 when I was about 16. But in the meantime, I was getting into bars when I was 13. So, but those are the notches that you have, Paulie, is what I'm saying. You go from teenager to driver's license to, I can drink liquor now. Then you get, you get to 30 and you're like, holy shit, where'd everything go? Then you get to 40 and you're like, wow, this is fast. You get to 50 and you're like, what the hell happened? And then you get to 62 like I did a few years ago, and you take your Social Security. Now I'm like halfway into being the old folks home now. And now I hit that last official mark. I'll be 60 fucking 5.
Wow.
November 27th.
Yeah, but you're pretty good though, man. You're pretty good. You don't act like an old man, really. You don't, you take care of yourself still. You still look good, man.
You got to stay a little chubby. You got to stay a little chubby when you get old. You don't want to get too skinny, because if you look skinny and you get old, then you look good from 20 feet. But when they get close up, holy shit, he looks like a lizard.
Nah, man, you look good, man. You look good. So 65. If you didn't tell everyone you were 65, nobody would have guessed.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. You can't stop time. Time don't stop for nobody.
Yeah.
I hope I'm around for at least another 10 years, okay?
At least.
That's all. That's good enough for me.
Yeah, you'll get 20. You're only as old as you think.
If I get to 20, listen, if I'm I know what you're saying, Beth. Paulie's right. I don't think that I'm that, but facts are facts. Yeah, it sucks, because I look around all my compadres, players I played with, like, damn, we're getting old.
Yeah.
But you enjoy it. You enjoy life to the best you can. That's all there is to it. Plain and simple. The last thing I want, I'm telling, and I'm true to this, I don't want to be alive drooling in a fucking chair.
No.
Having somebody feed me.
No.
And having somebody change the channel for me. Okay? That's the last thing I don't want.
No.
Because that's no way to live, period.
Yeah. I agree with you. But, all right, man.
What are you doing for the Thanksgiving there now? What's going on with you?
I'm not doing much. Staying local, that's it. I got to work Friday. I got to work Saturday. So I'm not doing nothing. I'm going to enjoy a day, eat some turkey, and, watch fall asleep to some football games.
Yeah, I'm going over to my son's house and his wife and his stepdaughter there. We're going to have turkey there tomorrow.
Well, good.
Then he's coming over here to watch football at 8 o'clock. You figure it out.
Sounds like fun.
Well, not many relatives here. That's all we got. My kid, and that's it, where I live here in Pennsylvania. So, and I certainly don't want to go up to the border now with that little explosion they had there today. So, traffic will be pretty bad driving anywhere.
Somebody driving a little bit too fast.
Yeah, at first they tried to make it sound like a terrorist attack, but it really was. It was just some fucking drunk or something like that. Somebody stupid.
Some drunk idiot. Anyway.
All right.
We digressed and on purpose. Thanks for visiting.
Thank you, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Beth, you're the best. Happy Thanksgiving, Michael, and everyone else. Barry, everybody who tuned in tonight. And happy birthday to our buddy Kotzi. And next week, we'll probably do Tuesday. I like Tuesdays. They seem to be the best day, but I got to look at the schedule. So
I don't know what the schedule is next
usually
week.
A Tuesday or a Wednesday for us. So All right.
All right, big boy.
There it is. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your holiday tomorrow, and we'll see you next week. Good night, everyone. Let me. You know what? I gotta end with some tunes, man. Gotta have the tunes.
Gotta have them.
We'll hit that one. And all my Rangers fans.